Hi there, students. Today I'm going to walk you through your first history lab and some of the tools that you will use to make this an easier process for you as you're reading each document, analyzing it, and coming up with conclusions. So essentially, this is the notes page that you will need to complete the activities that we have later in this week, including your individual assessment. So the first place where I'm going to start is this inquiry chart or your lab notes right here. As you'll notice, down the side here are all the different titles of the documents. Then at the top, you'll see a set of tasks or questions. So how this works is as you go through each document in your reading, you will look at each document separately and answer the questions at the top in each column so that you can complete the tasks in each column. That said, the next thing I'm going to show you are your documents themselves, how they're set up, and some of the tools that you have to help you. The first tool that you'll see right away is a timeline. This timeline, which starts in 1865 up through 1877, the purpose it serves is to help you contextualize each document. And that will really help you with the second task right here in your history lab notes. But ultimately, it is to help you figure out what was happening when each document was being constructed. From there, let's look at the documents themselves, and I'm going to show you how each document works with document A specifically, and then I will walk you through how to take your history lab notes with this document. So the first tool you will notice with your document is you'll see a title right away that tells you what is the subject of the document. Then right below the title, you're going to see some background information, and this is information just about the document or documents themselves. So this one in particular is about the Reconstruction Amendments, and it tells you that the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments to the United States Constitution are sometimes called the Reconstruction Amendments. They were passed in order to abolish slavery and to establish the rights of former slaves. So that right there is going to give me some of my sourcing and my contextualization information. So before we even get into the reading of the document, let's go to those different tasks. So sourcing, it tells you to answer these two questions. What is the document and who made it? And what do you know about the person or group who made the document? So as you can see from my answers right here, I use this background information to say that it's a set of amendments to change the Constitution and that it was written by Congress. And what I know about Congress is these are the individuals in our government that write the laws. So they're the individuals who write these amendments to change the Constitution. The second thing that you're going to do with each document is, okay, what is contextualizing our document? So you have to answer these two questions. When and where was this document made? What does this document tell us about the time period when it was made? So how I accomplish these tasks is I look at the dates of the document, then I go up here to my timeline, and I find when those documents were being created and what was happening during that time. So as you will see, you'll have the 13th Amendment here in 1865 and all the things that are happening during that time. And this is just right at the end of the Civil War. Then you'll see in 1868, the 14th Amendment, which deals with citizenship. And then lastly, in 1870, the 15th Amendment, which deals with voting rights. So from there, I know just by that information is that they were written in Congress between the years of 1865 and 1870. And what it tells me about this time period is that Congress was amending the Constitution to rebuild our nation after the Civil War and to expand citizenship rights for formerly enslaved persons. The important thing here, though, which you will get more so from the reading of itself, is that these voting rights included all men, did not include women. Women could not vote until 1920. So from there, after I've gone through sourcing, I've looked at contextualization by going through my timeline. The last thing I'm going to do here before I decide how I'm going to answer my conclusion question is I'm going to read the documents themselves. And as I read through the documents, I'm figuring out what is the main idea and the purpose of this document. So overall, I'm answering this question, which says, overall, what is the document about? So as I'm looking through each of these amendments separately, I know that the 13th Amendment is about the end of slavery. I know that the 14th Amendment is about the expansion of citizenship rights. And I know that the 15th Amendment is about the expansion of voting rights for all men. And that information I just get by reading through each of the document separately, or each of the parts of the document separately. Lastly, some of the documents will have vocabulary in